What if the pain of the past becomes the key to a new beginning? Just when Heartland fans thought Amy had finally made peace with her past, season 19 throws a powerful twist: a newborn, a rekindled love, and a storm of emotions that could change everything. Amy Fleming, once shattered by Ty's death, is now stepping into a life chapter no one expected. Not even her. But behind every moment of joy lies a secret, a tension, a question. Is she truly ready for this? And more importantly, will Nathan stand the test of time, or will the past come back stronger than ever? The winds at Heartland feel different now, softer, warmer, almost like change is settling in the air. Amy, who once walked through the fields carrying the weight of grief, now carries something else: hope. Yes, the rumors were true. In season 19, Amy welcomes a new baby into her life, and the news has sent a wave of shock, excitement, and questions rippling through the Heartland community. The baby's arrival is not just a new chapter, it's a whole new story. Nathan is by her side, but their relationship isn't as solid as it may seem. While there's affection, shared memories, and even quiet moments of peace, there's also uncertainty. The kind that seeps in late at night when Amy looks at her newborn and wonders, can I really do this again? Motherhood, for Amy, has always been more than just caretaking. It's been her anchor, her strength, and at times, her only reason to keep going after losing Ty. But this time, it's different. This child represents not just love, but risk. Emotional risk. Because opening her heart again means risking more pain. Lindy, Amy's first daughter, is struggling too. She has questions no one dares to answer out loud. Will mommy still love me the same? Why is everything changing? She's old enough to feel the shift, yet too young to understand the depth, and that's where season 19 gets complicated. It doesn't just show a mother falling in love with a new baby. It shows the fragile balancing act of trying to hold on to one child while embracing another. The emotional weight of this is enormous, and Amy isn't immune to it. Nathan, on the other hand, tries to be the man Amy needs: steady, supportive, reliable, but his own grief is far from over. The loss of his father has left him emotionally cracked, and though he hides it well, viewers start to notice the strain. Sometimes he looks at the baby not with joy, but fear of not being enough, fear of repeating the mistakes of the past, fear of being just a chapter in Amy's journey rather than the whole book. And then comes the outside noise, whispers from friends and family who question if Amy has moved on too quickly. Tim, Amy's father, finds himself conflicted. He wants his daughter happy, but he can't ignore the feeling that something's off. At times, he catches Amy lost in thought, her eyes fixed on an old photograph of Ty, and it scares him. It scares Amy, too, because no matter how much she tries to move forward, Ty's presence lingers, not just in memories, but in dreams, in the quiet moments, in the way she holds her baby and remembers the man who once held her heart. There's a silent battle going on inside Amy, the push and pull between what was and what is. Season 19 doesn't offer easy answers. It forces Amy and the audience to sit in that discomfort. Is it possible to love someone new without betraying the memory of someone lost? Is joy still joy when it's tangled with grief? And then, in a subtle but powerful moment, Amy whispers a name. The baby's name. It's a name that ties the past to the present in a way that no one expected. The name alone sends a wave of emotion through everyone at Heartland. A name that pays tribute to Ty while marking a fresh start. And just like that, the story shifts. The baby is not just a symbol of new life, but a bridge between two worlds. One Amy lost, and one she's learning to build again. But peace doesn't last long at Heartland. As Amy and Nathan begin to adjust to their new roles, a shadow begins to fall over their quiet joy. One that will test everything they've built so far. For a little while, everything seems almost perfect. The new baby brings laughter back into the Heartland home, the kind that fills the kitchen in the morning and floats out into the barn with every gentle giggle. Amy's face softens. There's a glow in her eyes that fans haven't seen since before Ty's death. She's slowly finding herself again, not as the grieving widow, but as a mother rediscovering purpose through her children. And Nathan, though quiet and reserved, seems to settle into his role, both as a partner and a father figure. But peace at Heartland never stays unshaken. Beneath the smiles and soft moments, tension starts to build, first in silence, then in shadows, and finally in words that can't be taken back. It starts with Lindy. She's trying to be strong, but the changes are too big for her little heart. She feels left out. Amy is often preoccupied with the baby, and Nathan, although kind, isn't Ty. Lindy begins to act out in small but noticeable ways, skipping chores, snapping at people, or wandering off alone. Her emotional outbursts raise concerns, especially with Jack and Lou, who begin to worry that Amy is moving too fast, putting her own healing above Lindy's stability. And then there's Tim. He watches closely. At first, he keeps his doubts to himself, but as the days pass, he grows more vocal. He reminds Amy that love isn't just about looking forward, it's also about honoring the past. This stirs something deep inside Amy, something unsettled. Every time she looks at her new baby, she feels both joy and guilt. Guilt for letting herself fall again, guilt for bringing another man into her life, guilt for not knowing if she's doing the right thing. Nathan begins to feel the pressure. He's trying, really trying, but he starts to sense the doubt in everyone's eyes, even Amy's. His own grief resurfaces. The death of his father has left scars that haven't healed, and now, as a new baby cries in the middle of the night and Amy turns away instead of leaning in, Nathan starts to wonder, is he just filling a void? Or is this something real? Just when things feel like they might crack, a storm hits, and it's not from within. Nathan's sister, Marissa, arrives in Hudson. From the moment she steps onto the ranch, the air changes. Cold, sharp, and filled with judgment. She masks it with politeness, but it's clear. She doesn't trust Amy. She doesn't believe Amy has truly moved on from Ty. And most of all, she doesn't think her brother belongs in this life. Marissa brings with her a sharp tongue, a calculating gaze, and a trail of subtle manipulation that starts to create cracks in Amy and Nathan's bond. She begins planting seeds of doubt. Quiet comments to Nathan like, "You're giving up everything for someone who's still in love with a ghost," or, "Are you sure you're not just a replacement?" And at first, Nathan brushes it off. But as the days go on, those words echo louder, especially when he finds Amy staring at Ty's old jacket, or when she calls the baby a name that nods to the past more than the future. Meanwhile, Marissa's actions around the ranch grow increasingly suspicious. She snoops through Amy's things, asks too many questions, and even corners Tim in an attempt to sway him against Nathan. She claims it's family loyalty. She says she's protecting her brother. But something in her tone, something cold and calculated, hints that there may be a deeper reason, a hidden motive. Amy senses the shift. She tries to keep the peace, for the baby's sake, for Lindy's sake. But holding everything together is taking a toll. She's not sleeping. She's second-guessing every decision. And in her quietest moments, she wonders if she's built this new chapter on unstable ground. One night, after a particularly tense family dinner, Nathan and Amy have their first real fight. It's not loud or cruel, but it's sharp, honest, painful. Amy questions Nathan's loyalty. Nathan questions Amy's heart. "Do you really love me?" he finally asks. And for the first time, Amy doesn't have an answer. Not because she doesn't love him, but because she's afraid that loving him means letting go of Ty completely, and she doesn't know if she can. The storm outside matches the one inside. Rain lashes against the windows. The baby cries. Lindy clutches a stuffed animal and watches from the shadows. Everything feels like it's on the edge of breaking. And then, just when the tension reaches its peak, Marissa makes a move. One that could unravel everything. She tells Amy a secret. A dangerous, heartbreaking secret about Nathan's past. Something he never shared. Something that could destroy the fragile trust Amy has tried to build. But is Marissa telling the truth? Or is she playing a deeper game? The calm is gone. The storm is here. And in season 19, nothing at Heartland is as simple as it seems. The days that follow are heavy with silence. Amy walks through the ranch like she's carrying a weight no one else can see. Her eyes, once so filled with light after the baby's birth, are clouded again. This time not with grief for Ty, but with uncertainty about Nathan. The secret Marissa whispered won't leave her mind. She hasn't told anyone yet. Not Jack, not Lou, not even Tim. It sits inside her like a ticking clock. Marissa's words were cruel, precise. Nathan left someone behind. A woman and a child. He never told you, did he? Amy didn't believe it at first. She still doesn't know if she does. But the look on Marissa's face wasn't one of anger or spite. It was cold, measured, like someone who'd waited for the perfect moment to strike. Amy begins to watch Nathan differently now. Every late-night phone call, every moment he steps away from the house, every vague answer. They all feed the doubt growing inside her. She wants to ask him, confront him, beg for the truth. But she's scared, because what if it's true? Meanwhile, Nathan senses the shift. He feels Amy pulling away, sees her flinch when he reaches for her hand. He notices her questions getting sharper, her tone quieter but distant. He doesn't know what Marissa has done, but he knows the foundation they built is cracking. Fast. He turns to Tim, hoping for advice. It's a surprising moment. Two men who were once on opposite sides now sitting in the barn, quiet, both haunted by loss. Tim listens, really listens, as Nathan talks about his struggles, the pressure of stepping into a world built by another man's memory, and the fear of never being enough for Amy. Tim, guarded but wise, finally says, "You want to be part of this family, Nathan? Then tell her everything. Not because you have to, but because it's the only way she'll ever know who you really are." That night, Nathan finally speaks. He finds Amy in the baby's room, rocking the little one gently as thunder rumbles in the distance. His voice is calm but honest. He tells her everything about the woman he once cared for, about a child he thought was his, but turned out not to be, about how that betrayal broke him, about why he never shared it, not out of shame, but because he was afraid it would make him unworthy of another chance. Amy listens. At first, she's silent. Then the tears come. Not because he lied, but because of the pain he carries. But even as some walls fall between them, others remain. Marissa, furious that her secret didn't destroy their bond, makes one last move. She contacts Lou with a proposal, one that could impact the ranch's future. She's inherited property nearby and threatens to build a competitive riding center unless Nathan leaves Amy and returns to the city with her. Lou is shocked, angry, but mostly afraid. Heartland isn't just a home, it's a lifeline. And if Marissa follows through, everything could change. Lou tells Amy, and the two sisters confront Marissa together. It's a powerful moment. Two women, unbreakable in their love for their family, standing against manipulation. Marissa lashes out, accusing Amy of dragging Nathan into a fantasy. Amy responds with quiet strength. This ranch has been built on love, loss, and resilience. You don't get to rewrite that just because you're scared of losing your brother. But just when things seem to be settling, something unexpected happens. Lindy goes missing. In the middle of a cold afternoon, while everyone is arguing in the house, she slips out, unnoticed. Hours pass before anyone realizes she's gone. Panic sets in. Jack saddles up. Tim grabs a flashlight. Amy is on the verge of breaking. Nathan finds her jacket near the old trail Ty used to take, the same path that holds years of memories. And when Amy finally finds Lindy, the girl is sitting near a rock under a tree, holding Ty's photo, tears in her eyes. "I miss him," she says. "And I don't know if it's okay to love Nathan too." Amy wraps her arms around her daughter, and in that moment, everything becomes clear. Love isn't about replacing someone. It's about making space for healing, for growth, for second chances. They return to the house just as the search party is ready to call in help. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief, but that night changes everything. Amy gathers the family. She speaks from the heart, about Ty, about the baby, about Nathan. And when she says, "I'm choosing to live again," even Tim has to look away to hide his tears. Still, as the family begins to settle once more, Amy gets a letter. an anonymous envelope. Inside, one sentence. He's not who you think he is. The storm may have passed, but the clouds still linger. Amy holds the letter in her hands like it's burning her. The words echo louder than thunder. He's not who you think he is. Her heart thuds against her ribs. She thought she had weathered the worst. She thought the truth had already come out. But now, the shadows return. She doesn't tell Nathan right away. Not because she wants to hide it, but because she doesn't know what to believe anymore. Her emotions are fragile, stretched thin between her grief for Ty, her love for her newborn, and her longing for peace. Nathan had been her light in the darkness. But now, even that light flickers. Days pass. Amy tries to go on like nothing's changed. She takes care of the baby, helps on the ranch, and makes breakfast for Lindy before school. But inside, she's unraveling. Every kind gesture from Nathan now feels like a mask. Every soft word sounds like it might be rehearsed. The doubt creeps in, relentless. Jack notices. He's seen this before. Not just in Amy, but in Marion, in Lou, and even in himself. He pulls Amy aside one morning while they're feeding the horses and speaks the truth she's avoiding. You're not just scared of being lied to again, you're scared of trusting someone new while still holding on to someone you lost. Amy doesn't answer. She can't. Meanwhile, Nathan senses something deeper is wrong. He confronts Amy, desperate. She finally shows him the letter. His reaction is immediate. Anger, frustration, but also pain. I've told you everything, Amy. What else do I have to prove? But before they can find closure, the past arrives in person. A woman named Elise shows up at Heartland's gate. She's dressed in city clothes, eyes sharp, and her presence rattles Nathan instantly. Amy watches the two interact. Nathan frozen, Elise smug. And then the truth spills out. Elise is the woman from Nathan's past, the one who told him the child wasn't his. But now, she says, the truth has changed. She had lied. The child, a boy named Jacob, is Nathan's after all. Amy feels the ground shift under her feet. Her worst fear has arrived. A hidden child. A secret not just from her, but from Nathan himself. And yet, Nathan is just as shocked. His hands tremble. She swore I wasn't the father. I walked away because I thought it was the right thing. Elise isn't there for drama. She wants help. She's sick, not terminal, but unwell enough that she can't raise Jacob on her own. She wants Nathan to step in, take responsibility, be the father she once denied him the chance to be. Now Amy must face the most painful question of all. Can she share Nathan with a past she never knew? Can she raise her newborn while watching the man she loves build a connection with a son he didn't know existed? The baby's cries in the background are a haunting soundtrack to her thoughts. Amy withdraws, not out of anger, but from heartbreak. She walks the fields alone, holding her newborn close, whispering to the wind, Ty, if you were here, you'd know what to do. And then it happens. A dream. A moment between worlds. She sees Ty. Not clearly, but enough. He's standing near the lake where they once rode horses. He doesn't speak, but his eyes do. Calm, strong, reassuring. He nods at her baby, then at her heart. And then, he's gone. Amy wakes up crying, but it's not pain this time. It's clarity. She calls Nathan. They meet under the stars. She tells him, I don't want a perfect life, Nathan. I want an honest one. If you have a son, I will stand by you. If you love me, you'll stand by me too. Nathan breaks down. For the first time, all his walls crumble. He promises to be the man she can rely on. Not instead of Ty, but beside the memory of Ty. Weeks pass. Elise moves to a nearby city, allowing Nathan weekend visits with Jacob. Amy meets the boy, and he's quiet, like Lindy was once. The first meeting is awkward, but kind. Slowly, a new kind of family starts to form. Heartland adjusts. Jack and Tim are skeptical at first, but they see how Amy stands taller, stronger, how the baby is thriving, how Lindy smiles more often now. One morning, the whole family gathers near the old corral. Amy holding her baby, Nathan with Jacob, Lindy on a horse waving proudly. And in that moment, Amy realizes something. She hasn't forgotten Ty. She's honored him. By finding the courage to love again, to trust again, and to rebuild a life that isn't haunted by the past, but shaped by it. As the sun sets over Heartland, a quiet peace settles in. Not every question is answered. Not every wound is healed. But Amy is no longer stuck between grief and guilt. She's moving forward. With Nathan, with Lindy, with her new baby, and with Ty's memory forever in her heart. A new chapter has begun. And Heartland, as always, remains a place where healing never ends.